Welcome back for today's MLB pick video play for May 5th, 2019. And this one talking about this National League East matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Miami Marlins. We're going to give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under. That total number relatively low here at just 7.5 runs, and it feels pretty low given the starting pitching matchup between Tehran and Lopez and the kind of numbers that these two starters have been putting up thus far in the 2019 campaign. But you also have to factor in Marlins Park, a bit more pitcher-friendly, and then also the Miami Marlins, not necessarily the most dangerous offensive attack. So that's probably part of the reasons why we're getting that total at 7.5 runs at this current juncture. Now, the Atlanta Braves, they've had success thus far in the series, winning games 1 and 2 respectively, and carrying a lot of the offensive load in terms of pushing to the overside of things, with taking down the Marlins 7-2 in game 1 and then 9-2 in game 2 of this series. And the Braves, they've actually been pretty impressive on the offensive side of the ball, and that's allowed this team to be a game above 500 despite the considerable issues they've had, particularly with their bullpen. Now, in terms of their starting rotation, the Braves, Julio Tehran has not been the greatest piece within this rotation, sitting on that 5.35 ERA, a 1.45 whip. And Tehran, it's just one of those situations where he has the capability to string together some good innings, but then he'll have 1 or 2 really bad frames, and it seems like almost every start, which balloons his numbers up to what they are at this current point in time. And if I was in Braves management and trying to decide what to do with Tehran, it feels like he might be better as a long reliever at this point, especially when you consider the fact that Atlanta has so many talented young starting pitchers that you'd love to give a chance or perhaps more innings in that starting role, in comparison to an older veteran 28-year-old righty like Julio Tehran, who at this point in terms of his stuff might be more effective out of a very struggling bullpen for Atlanta. But we'll see how this situation continues to play out, and if Tehran can try to get things back on track and right the ship a bit more than what we've seen from him again to open up this 2019 campaign. And then on the other side of things, we have the Miami Marlins, 23-year-old righty Pablo Lopez, who's right now sitting on a 4.78 ERA and a 1.16 whip. In his last outing, he came on the road against the Phillies, going 5 2/3 innings, giving up just 3 hits, but 4 earned runs and 3 walks to 4 strikeouts. So in terms of the starting pitching matchup, we would have expected maybe a slightly higher total, especially with the kind of offensive production we've been getting from Atlanta, and also the fact that we don't have a whole lot of trust in this Atlanta bullpen. So perhaps Miami can also put some runs on the board later on in this contest. So with all that being the case, we do feel like the over 7.5 is going to be the better value bet. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. And we hope to see you guys back here for tomorrow's pick video play.